Professional wrestling is the one true sport. Other sports have their share of intense, dramatic moments, but nothing can compare with professional wrestling. Welcome to Wrestling History X, where three friends come together to talk about the stories behind the matches. I'm Matt.
And I brought my air horn.
Welcome to episode 361, No Mercy, United Kingdom, 1999.
Will they have mercy on us?
No, they won't.
God Save the Queen. No, they're not going to have any mercy on us. It's the name of the show.
So this is the inaugural No Mercy produced by WWF. It would take place on May 16th, 1999, from the Manchester Evening News Arena in Manchester, England, with an attendance of 18,107 people.
UK shows up?
I mean, they don't get shows very often, so...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what, like, do they do European, tours anymore? Like house show tours?
Like nowadays?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They actually go overseas more often nowadays. Like, for the longest time, like, after Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, till, probably up to, 5 years ago, they barely ever went to Europe. But, nowadays, it feels like every other month the pay-per-view's not in the United States.
Yeah. I just meant house shows.
They do European tours that last a couple weeks, usually, sometimes. I think they literally they did one right before they went to Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble. Was a 2-week run in Europe.
Might as well while you're over there, I guess.
Yeah. But something that would happen right around the same time as No Mercy, Ricky Martin would be in the midst of La Vida Loca, as the song was number 1 for the second straight week.
Inescapable tune.
It feels almost like Kismet, because he was...
Just on the Super Bowl?
He just showed up at the Super Bowl. I promise I didn't plan that out.
Yeah.
Completely. It happened
to be that. He still looks great.
Yeah, he absolutely does.
When he showed up on the TV, I was like, is that Ricky Martin? And it was Ricky Martin. Do you know another Ricky Martin song? I'm trying to think of what the second single was.
The second? I know, it's
because I know
the second single off that album.
I think it was a chiller one.
I mean, there was the Menudo song that was pretty popular. What was it? Hold Me?
That was years before, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was 1985-ish. Let's see here.
Trying to think of lyrics from that song that aren't the chorus.
What? Loca?
Yeah.
Inside
out. That's the chorus.
Upside,
inside out, or something like that. Inside out. But yeah. But
Maria? Was that what it was?
I don't know. Maria.
La Copa de la Vida. The Cup of Life.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. But
I think it was on the next album. That one was. But they played it during, I believe it was the World Cup theme in 1990. Wait, that would be, or the Cup of Life, maybe it was, the Cup of Life was first. It was before La Vida Loca. Because it was in 98. And I was like, so I knew who Ricky Martin was.
Oh, really?
Just
because of the World Cup?
Because of the World Cup thing. And then She's All I Ever Had. That's the second single from
this album. Yeah, that song, La Vida Loca.
She Bangs.
That's what you're thinking. That's what I'm thinking of.
And Nobody Wants to Be Lonely. This is where we need Shane, because Shane would know all this stuff. Off the top
I remember
of his
She
head.
Bangs, because it just is a lesser version of La Vida Loca.
Everyone remembers
She Bangs.
William Hung.
That's that's the guy that sings bad?
Yeah, the American Idol. It was first or second season or whatever, and he auditioned with She Bangs. It's this tiny Asian guy. I'm not making fun of him.
Well, they put him on the show because he was bad.
They were intentionally trying to make fun of him. That's not my intent, but it was just like, she bang. Like, he literally did his arms and, like, did this, like, curve motion.
I've never seen that.
When he did it. It was, I mean...
It's funny.
It was funny.
The guy got paid.
It's 2026, and I still know exactly who William Hung is.
I know who he is, but I don't think I can't remember any of the... I never was an American Idol guy, so... And I think that was before the era of funny YouTube videos.
I mean, yeah. I mean, was YouTube even a thing in 1999?
No, but I'm talking about William Hung.
Oh, okay.
Would that have been 99? That wasn't... that doesn't really matter, but I don't know when American Idol started.
William Hung was the third season of American Idol, so that would have been 2004.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, YouTube was like 07, I think, or something like that. And then
YouTube came about 2005, so it was before.
But it doesn't get big until later, and now it's basically TV for most people.
More people watch YouTube now than, like, literally watch
anything else.
Most TV. Yeah,
this is pretty funny. Ricky Martin's 1999 album called Ricky Martin. Yeah. Ricky Martin's first solo studio album, 1991, called Ricky Martin. I love it when an artist has two self-titled albums. I believe Rancid also has two self-titled albums.
Weezer has multiple self-titled albums.
Yeah, but we call those by their color. But yeah.
I know.
I did think that too.
That's the joke.
I get it.
Shake Your Bonbon. That was another.
Oh, I remember that one too. He had a couple more songs that I remember than I thought I would.
But literally, I mean, like I said, if Shane was here, he'd be schooling us on the old Ricky Martin probably. Yeah. But I can't say that I've, like, listened to any Ricky Martin.
The song was inescapable. I couldn't say that I liked it and meant it.
I mean, yeah, it was very unescapable. It was a fun.
It's catchy.
It was a fun party tune.
It's catchy and memorable.
I'd throw it on a wedding playlist.
It's probably what it's best used for.
But
it's more listenable than the Macarena.
Very much so.
But not Macarena is a novelty song.
Well, let's talk some No Mercy. WWF Attitude intro comes on, followed by a video package going over the events of the past few weeks. The formation of the corporate ministry, leading to Austin having to defend versus Triple H and The Undertaker tonight.
Heating up H3.
Pyro goes off as Jim Ross welcomes us to the show, joined by Jerry the King Lawler. And the corporate ministry make their way to the ring, with Shane McMahon saying this is the greatest force ever assembled standing in the ring. Their destruction begins tonight, claiming they will have no mercy on the Brood, Kane, X-Pac, and Stone Cold, and makes the main event a no-holds-barred match.
I don't know if I like it, but it's weird because the No Chance song is an all-time great, but then they put the, like, creepy ministry, like, melody underneath it, and it's not that it doesn't work, it just takes away from how awesome No Chance is.
Some of those, like, remixes that Jim Johnston ended up doing over time, I mean, they're pretty good considering.
Yeah, like, I don't think this is bad. It's just that, and it's a great idea. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it, but I was like, wait a second. Because that's a song that comes out and you're just like, hell yeah. And I was like, why am I not hell yeah-ing?
But we go to our first match. Tiger Ali Singh.
Collar pull.
Versus Gillberg.
Double collar pull.
So the last time we saw Singh was at Capital Carnage, episode 333. And Gillberg at Raw on December 14th, 1998, episode 335. And JR says Goldberg a couple times to make sure you understand the joke, while Singh takes a mic to run down the British crowd, calling them an uneducated, illiterate cesspool of human waste.
Yeah, he's just baiting them for UK racism, but doing a pretty good job of it, and the crowd has no issues.
And we go to the back to see a producer knock on a locker room door, leading to Dwayne's entrance full of sparklers and fire extinguishers to put them out. And at this time, Gillberg is still the WWF Light Heavyweight Champion. But that title has basically been forgotten about, as it hasn't been defended in 1999 at all. And I actually looked, and it won't be defended the rest of the year either.
It's just so Gillberg has a belt.
Yeah, I mean, it's all for the joke.
Yeah.
And Dwayne goes right after his opponent. But Tiger Ali responds with a press slam, only to miss an elbow drop, leading to a Gillberg body slam and spear. And Dwayne signals for his finisher, but Singh recovers to nail a neckbreaker for the pin and the win. And this is the last time we'll see Gillberg until 2007.
Wow.
And the last time we will see Singh.
Well, at least they went out with a finish that ended on a neckbreaker. Don't know if I've seen that before.
No.
This was just an excuse for some good old-fashioned racism.
Pretty much.
Just to heat up this already hot crowd, I guess. I don't know. I was scared for the show after. I was like, where are we going? Because this didn't take too much time, whatever. I wasn't mad at it, but I'm like, if they flew these guys over, what are we doing? But I could see them house showing Gillberg for laughs.
Yeah. We then go to moments ago to see Steve Austin making his way into the building, followed by a video package over our next match, where the Undertaker's druids were revealed to have been the Brood, bringing them into the fold of the ministry, only for Christian to reveal where the kidnapped Stephanie was, causing him to be tortured. And Edge and Gangrel would fight for their partner, leading to them being kicked out of the ministry.
Blood is thicker than water.
Yep.
Or spells, or whatever the ministry's doing.
Or whatever the Brood's doing.
At least they're vampires.
Just don't let them talk.
Yeah. Poor Gangrel. They shouldn't have done that to him. It was so unnecessary.
So we go to our second match, the corporate ministry of the Acolytes of Bradshaw and Faarooq and Viscera versus the Brood of Edge, Christian, and Gangrel. And Viscera and the Vampire Warrior start us off, with the big man not being affected by any of Gangrel's offense.
Yeah, I mean, he's gigantic.
Yeah. So Viscera scoop slams his opponent down and whips him to a corner. But the Vampire Warrior avoids the splash and looks to hit a suplex.
What were you kidding?
Only for the big man to counter into one of his own for a 2 count. Gangrel moves out of the way of a leg drop to deliver a drop kick and tag in Edge to double team Viscera with elbow drops. When the big man tags in Bradshaw, who hammers away on their opponent, goes for a gut wrench, when Christian would jump in to break it up, allowing Edge to hit a drop kick and a combo drop toe hold clothesline combo with his partner for a near fall. Faarooq's brought in to work over Christian with strikes when he's sent to the ropes, ducking a clothesline and coming back with a spinning heel kick, followed by Edge jumping off of Christian's back for a corner splash. Edge charges in again. This time he gets caught and dropped by a spine buster from Faarooq, tossing him out to the floor where Bradshaw runs him into the ring post before rolling him back in. And the ministry uses quick tags and double teams to Edge until he catches the former militant telegraphing his move with a DDT. And Christian returns to drop kick the Acolytes, but the big Texan catches his crossbody attempt to nail a fallaway slam, which throws his opponent to the floor, where Faarooq runs Christian into the railing and the apron. Now back inside, Bradshaw with hard whips and a bear hug.
Big boy's got a bear hug.
When Christian escapes, only to run right into a big boot. And Viscera tags in for a side slam and a Samoan drop for a 2 count, bringing Faarooq in to continue the punishment, but Christian fires up with elbows and a facebuster. He makes the crawl, only for Bradshaw to cut him off with strikes and a power slam for a near fall. The ministry with cheap shots when Faarooq goes for a slam, but Christian cradles him up for the 2 count, only to be immediately taken down by a clothesline as Shane and Mideon come out the entrance. And the big Texan sets up for a superplex when Edge would jump in to yank Bradshaw down, allowing Christian to deliver a tornado DDT, making the crawl for the hot tag. Gangrel goes after the big Texan with a back elbow and a crossbody, but he's caught when Edge jumps in with a drop kick to knock the Vampire Warrior on top for a near fall. Viscera and Faarooq make their way to their opponent's corner to brawl, while Edge has escaped to help Gangrel nail a double snap suplex to Bradshaw, followed by Christian flying in off the top with a frog splash for the pin. And no! The Vampire Warrior and Christian then plant the big Texan with a double DDT for a 2 count. When Mideon would run down to drop Gangrel with a DDT on the floor, rolling him in and allowing Bradshaw to recover to deliver a clothesline from hell for the pin and the win.
I really actually liked this and thought that it was one of the best hot tags I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was super fun. I mean, Edge and Christian are starting to come into their own.
Yep. And Edge really showed love for his brother, saving him on every pin attempt that he should have lost. Not because I don't like him, but because they were really just beating the shit out of him for 10 minutes.
Post-match, Shane has the mic to say, 1 down, 4 to go. Their No Mercy mission has begun.
I do like the idea of this pay-per-view being like, corporate ministry feuds being highlighted throughout the show. It's like hopefully a better version than our NWO pay-per-views of the past.
Yeah. We then go to a video package about Steve Blackman.
Karate.
We get highlights of him training with kendo sticks, nunchucks, and breaking bricks.
Karate.
So that takes us to our third match. Steve Blackman versus Droz.
Blackman comes out with his karate sticks.
And they start dueling chants with the crowd before locking up when Drozdov rakes the eyes to gain the advantage.
And the air horns come out as nobody cares.
Yeah. It's followed by a spinning back elbow, snap suplex, and strikes. Blackman ducks a leaping clothesline to deliver several kicks, chops, and turnbuckle smashes before whipping his opponent to the ropes, where Droz bails to the floor to regroup. But Steve doesn't let up as he baseball slides to knock Droz down, continuing with more chops and a standing drop kick to keep up the attack, followed by a backbreaker inside the ring. Blackman then sends Drozdov to the corner and charges in, only to run into a back elbow, leading to exchange strikes when Steve goes for a hurricanrana, but Droz catches and atomic drops his opponent before a clothesline that takes him down. Drozdov with strikes, chokes, and a corner splash, which Blackman avoids to slam his opponent down, followed by a second rope elbow drop, only for Droz to move in time. Steve cradles up Drozdov when he telegraphs a back body drop for a near fall, ducks a clothesline and a back elbow to deliver a Northern Lights suplex for a 2 count, but then runs into a power slam. And Droz wears his opponent down with a chin lock until Blackman begins to fire up, escaping with elbows, only to be taken right back down with a knee to the gut and an elbow drop. Drozdov with a turnbuckle smash tosses Steve to the floor and follows out with an elbow drop off the apron, before bringing him back in for a body slam and headed to the second rope for a double axe handle. But Blackman gets his boot up to the chin. Droz is taken down by a leaping shoulder tackle before Steve locks in an armbar for the submission and the win.
It happened.
It wasn't bad.
No, it's not
bad.
bad.
It was good.
It's just that nobody cares about these guys is the problem for the most part.
I mean, we like Blackman.
Yeah.
But he has no personality, and so...
And he hasn't been booked particularly strong or much at all. Jim Ross on commentary said that Droz puked on Monday Night Football, like on the football.
No, like on the show, Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Their teams are playing, and he puked on... And it was caught on camera, and that's kind of how he,
became puke.
Became puke.
All right. I was just like, Why have I not heard this before? Why, was it a big deal then? I assume he was just like running hard.
They just caught him puking on the sideline, and so people were like, "Oh no!" And that's how because he wasn't a starter or anything. I don't think. I think he was just like
one of the team.
Yeah.
I assume he was a defensive player.
Yeah. We then get a video package in the style of a 50s sitcom, where we see a young boy coming to a table to eat the most important meal of the day.
Breakfast.
But it's shredded wheat cereal. So he spits it out, saying, "This cereal sucks," followed by calling for his mom. And Mrs. Cleavage walks in, wondering if Mother's little hairy beaver wants some of Mother's milk, with the young boy turning to the camera to know that he gets the joke.
She has like a serving tray or something like that, where she's got 2 coffee mugs full of milk. Like not mugs, like the
saucers, like teacups, coffee mugs.
Not mugs, but like the glass thing. The coffee pitchers or whatever. There's probably a technical term for it, but they're like round, like the ones you would see at a diner. And I know that they're round because the 2 of them next to each other are moderately look like boobs. But it's like, who would use that to put milk in? It's just for a visual
for the joke of
mother's milk. But it's been so long since we've seen this thing teased, like this black and white house, and I don't remember this.
I think the last time they teased it was the last time we were at a UK show.
Really?
Yeah.
Does this character ever happen?
Very shortly.
Because I don't remember any of this at all.
I'll just tell you what happens.
Yeah, I just need to know.
Because I don't know, because I don't think we ever actually see it. So this is Mosh from the Headbangers.
Okay.
Beaver Cleavage. Okay.
He looks like chubbier or bigger.
Yeah. Basically, at some point, this gimmick doesn't go on very long because even he literally is in the middle of doing a promo, or is supposed to be doing a promo as this character, and he just walks off.
He's just like, this is fucking too stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously stupid as shit.
Yeah. And then he goes back to being Mosh.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised they weren't just like, all right, you don't want to do it?
That's like the very short telling of that story.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
this is a tough ask from anybody because it is dumb as rocks.
I mean, it's basically another reason for the WWF to just bring in a hot girl with boobs. I mean, no one's going to care about him wrestling. They're just going to want to see the girl.
Who's the lady?
She
doesn't ever end up getting used in any particular way.
Doesn't really wrestle, so I think she shows up for a little bit, just basically as a
eye candy
thing.
Yeah. I'm surprised she doesn't wrestle. I feel like in this clip she looked kind of buff, but maybe I'm wrong. We spent too much time on this. You can move on.
Back in the arena, Mankind makes it to the ring and takes the mic, saying the crowd is going to have to speak up since he only has one ear. But he was told a rumor in the back. They play football here in Manchester, asking if the team is any good, which brings a mix of cheers and boos. And Foley continues that Manchester is the hometown of one British bulldog, mentioning that the second match of his career was against Davey Boy in England, before correcting himself that it was New England.
Mick Foley, this is the most suck up shit I think I've ever seen him do, and I don't know if I like it. He's good at it, but it's just way too crowd pleasing.
Mankind then says he talked to Bulldog when he flew in today, only to be asked to hang up the phone so Davey Boy could go back to sleep. Time changed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Followed by talking about his match tonight with Badass. That he's a handsome guy, but tonight he's going to change all that. Have a nice day.
Yeah. This was just to get the crowd.
Yeah.
They're probably Mick, after Blackman draws, just give him a little bit of juice.
We then go to a video package with fans being interviewed earlier today. Some are mentioning Shane, calling him corrupt, idiot, lunatic, drunk with power, totally ruthless, only cares about himself, false, and the way he treats Vince is disgusting.
So funny that bringing Shane in here is like a soft turn of the turning Vince like moderately face and keep him away for a little bit. Just funny because he's been so scummy that you could ever come back from that.
They then transition to talking about our main event with everyone kind of split between the three competitors.
Yeah, because we all think Triple H is going to win the title belt.
I mean, it could happen. He's in the match. But that takes us to our fourth match. Mideon versus Kane. And the Ministry Stooge ducks a clothesline and throws a right hand that does nothing, leading to the Big Red Machine pounding away with strikes, chokes, and a whip to the ropes for a big boot. And Kane slams down his opponent for a leg drop, a turnbuckle smashes, and a whip into a corner, only for Mideon to avoid the charge in and hammer away on the back of the Big Red Machine. The Ministry Stooge gets taken down by a clothesline, but moves in time when Kane attempts an elbow drop to deliver strikes and a jawbreaker. But Kane answers back with right hands, a back elbow, and a flying clothesline, followed by a choke slam. And all of a sudden, the corporate ministry runs out to attack the Big Red Machine, causing the disqualification, with the Acolytes and Viscera beating down Kane with a clothesline from hell and a pair of big splashes from Viscera. X-Pac then runs out with a kendo stick that sends everybody bailing to the floor as he protects his tag team partner. Shane then takes the mic with the Big Red Machine laying there. That's number 2 on the corporate ministry's hit list. And the kid is next. Yeah.
Then I don't really care about the disqualification because we're not pushing Mideon. This is just to put over the Kane and X-Pac situationship.
Yeah. JR then sends it to footage from Raw on Friday night because that's when it airs in England. And Sable strutting her stuff before a match with Deborah, when Val Venus would come out, who we're told who he has been smitten with lately. We talked about it a little last time we talked Raw.
Yeah, for some reason I thought Sable was already gone.
I did say that. This
is a UK thing.
Like, I guess I didn't. So when I'm doing my notes, obviously she's not in the match.
Yeah.
So I thought we didn't ever see her again. So
it's okay. It's okay. Plus, this is also like a show that nobody over here was supposed to see anyway.
That's true. Like, until WWE Network showed up, no one, I mean, unless you're tape trading, saw this show in America. This was just on Sky Sports, I believe, in the UK.
Yeah.
But as Deborah is flirting with Val, Sable rips the dress off her opponent, leading to the champ retaining her title, because it was an evening gown match. But Shawn Michaels would then come into the ring, reversing the decision, saying the woman who took off her clothes should win, making Deborah the new WWF Women's Champion. And that's how they got the belt off of Sable before they fired her.
Yeah. I'm like, whoever showed the most skin. Because that's what wrestling's about.
Yeah. But we get our fifth match. Tori versus Sable with Nicole Bass. And I've kind of already spoiled the secret here, but the former champ takes the mic to ask the boys if they're ready for the grind. But ever since she arrived here in this gloomy, damp country, she's developed a chest cold. And that's a big problem. And, Lawler's like, hey, I'll be your doctor for the day.
Of course he said that.
And Sable continues that she knows everyone is so disappointed because they came to see her, only to reveal she's been advised not to wrestle in tonight's match. But don't worry, Nicole will be taking my place. And she exits to the back when the bell rings, leading to Tori attacking Bass from behind, with Nicole just looking annoyed at it.
Obviously no selling that.
When Tori would run into a chokeslam for the pin and the win.
Yep, Nicole Bass with the boot on the chest for the pin. It's funny that Sable and Nicole Bass are working together because a Sable and a Bass are both fish. That's all I got.
Fun fact that I didn't know.
Pretty sure a Sable is a type of fish.
Sure. I believe in you.
Yeah. There's a lot of fish out there. I could just be right by accident.
Ross then sends it to a video package about our next match, where we see highlights of X-Pac and Shane's encounters, including Chyna helping McMahon win by using the European title, followed by the Mean Street Posse narrating more Shane highlights. Like, why we had the Mean Street Posse narrating?
Yeah.
Okay. And
they
the
gotta,
kid,
if they're gonna get paid, they gotta do something, right?
yeah. And the kid says it's not about winning; it's about hurting McMahon, as we see footage from WrestleMania when Triple H would help Shane retain. And we go backstage to Michael Cole with McMahon asking if he will be any match for X-Pac, which Shane replies that he just has 2 words for the kid: no mercy.
It doesn't sell t-shirts like Suck It.
No. But he's trying to get this no mercy thing over.
I mean, yeah.
So that takes us to our 6th match. Shane McMahon versus X-Pac for the WWF European Championship. And the champ came out first. Foreshadowing. But also, McMahon had retired the title, only to bring it back out for this show.
Because we're in Europe.
Yeah. Like literally on like the Raw after WrestleMania. He was just like,
fuck it.
We're done with this belt. You know, that kind of thing.
It's crazy that they would have less belts. Everything to be like, oh, maybe less is more.
Well, they probably just went, we don't need Shane to be losing a match.
Yeah. And who's that belt lifting up?
Exactly.
And now we live in a world where everybody has too many belts. Every company.
But as soon as the kid rolls into the ring, Shane goes after him, only for X-Pac to avoid and toss McMahon to the floor so he can set off his pyro.
Absolutely.
Which I think this is the first time we've seen the X-Pac's pyro.
Is it? I don't know. I can't be certain, but it didn't seem out of the ordinary to me. But it's one of those things where
you've seen it so much that
it could have been the first one and I didn't notice.
Shane rolls back in to attack from behind, but the kid turns in time to back body drop McMahon over the ropes, causing Shane to decide to head backstage as he's had enough. Only for Patterson and Gerald Briscoe to meet him in the aisleway. X-Pac's given chase and he attacks from behind, knocking McMahon into the Stooges, who deliver some shots, before the kid knocks the champ down with a clothesline and dragging Shane back to the ring to nail a pair of flash leg drops. Chyna then comes down to the ring to even the odds, taking out the Stooges with right hands, while X-Pac works over McMahon inside the ring. And the kid finally notices and gets distracted, allowing Shane to clothesline him out of the ring from behind, where Chyna rams X-Pac's shoulder first into the ring post.
Posted.
Back inside, McMahon takes control with strikes, a vertical suplex, and a second rope forearm drop for a 2 count. Only for the kid to fire up with slaps, but misses a clothesline, leading to Shane hitting a back elbow and applying a chin lock. And X-Pac makes it to his feet to escape the hold with a back suplex, leaving both men down momentarily, followed by a pair of spinning heel kicks. Only for Chyna to jump on the apron to create another distraction, with McMahon charging in for a clothesline. But the kid moves in time, causing the ref to take the blow.
Ref bump.
X-Pac with kicks in the corner, knocking Shane down for the Bronco Buster. Only for Chyna to jump in the ring with the championship to whack the kid across the head to stop the move. And McMahon crawls over to make the cover for the pin, and no, X-Pac kicks out. Triple H then makes his way to the ring as the kid avoids a Bronco Buster from Shane, nailing the X Factor, but Chyna trips up the ref to take him out, preventing
ref bump again.
She then climbs to the top rope, only for X-Pac to hit them, causing Chyna to crotch herself before the kid knocks Hunter off the apron on the other side of the ring. And Chyna has fallen off the ropes into the corner, perfectly for X-Pac to attempt another Bronco Buster. He charges in, but she gets her boot up. I guess X does mark the spot.
Absolutely.
Followed by Triple H jumping into the ring to deliver the pedigree, with Shane making the cover for the pin and the win. Post-match, the corporate ministry continue the punishment, setting up the kid in the corner for McMahon to finally hit the Bronco Buster, when Kane would make his way to the ring, causing the corporate ministry to bail to the back. But Shane would grab a mic, coming back out to the stage area to remind everyone that's 3 now, and it's Austin's turn, as Hunter screams, "You're ours," with JR correcting his grammar, saying it's ours, as the Big Red Machine picks up his partner to carry him to the back.
Yeah. Shane was super exhausted when you're trying to do that exit promo. But yeah, it's like, oh, I know where this is going from the beginning. We got to have Kane come back out and save his buddy.
Yeah. But you also have to the corporate ministry win all these matches.
So that the last match can possibly feel like it means anything.
And our commentators discuss what just happened before sending it to Michael Cole in the back with Mankind. And Cole asks if he thinks the corporate ministry will attack him, with Foley responding that he thinks they like him, when the ministry would attack him, with Undertaker smashing a chair across Mankind's leg and applying a leg lock. Just like taking him out in the back.
I know, but Billy Gunn's a lone wolf at this point, right?
Pretty much. But that takes us to our 7th match. Badass Billy Gunn versus Mankind. And Gunn takes the mic to tell the crowd that Mr. Ass has had a change of heart because he's just that damn good. But he still has 2 words for you. Still trying to get the pop?
Yeah. I thought he was, for a second I was like, oh wow, he's not going to do it. And he's like, no, I kind of have to.
And Foley's music plays, only for him to not come out. So Badass mentions that his opponent may have run into some misfortune, that he had nothing to do with it, telling the ref to go ahead and raise his hand.
Ref Teddy Long.
When Mankind's music would begin to play again, with Foley limping his way out the entrance. So Gunn meets him on the floor to brawl, making their way in the ring where Mankind hammers away until Badass drop kicks the knee to gain the advantage. And Gunn works the leg with stomps, wrapping it around the ropes, chokes, and eye rakes, which sends Foley rolling to the outside to regroup. And Badass gives chase, only to be clotheslined down and smacked with an ice cooler lid. But a reversed whip causes Mankind to be sent over the railing into the crowd.
I know, it was kind of scary because it's raised, so the fall was bigger. I don't think it was raised. It probably wasn't much more than a foot, but it kind of reminded me of Sting's injury.
Yeah, anytime I see that, it's like flashbacks to that. I'm just like,
there was a fence like where the drop off would be, but still, if anybody's gonna take the bump, it's gonna be old Mickey.
Gunn runs Foley's head into the railing and then charges him, only to be back body dropped to ringside, with Mankind rolling his opponent in to deliver strikes, back elbow, and attempt a leg drop, when Badass would move in time and take down Foley to go back to work on the leg. Gunn with turnbuckle smashes and wraps Mankind's leg around the ring post several times, and a modified figure 4 around the steel as well, when a rake of the eyes would break the hold. Foley hits a snap suplex on the floor and tosses Badass inside, who nails a chop block as Mankind enters the ring to regain control, locking in a figure 4 and using the ropes for leverage, until the ref sees the cheating, kicking his hands off the ropes, which helps Foley turn the hold over, forcing Gunn to break the hold. Back to their feet, Mankind fires up with strikes and a running knee to a corner, goes outside to grab a chair and looks to swing away, but the ref grabs the weapon away as Badass sends Foley to the ropes and telegraphs his move, leading to a Mankind DDT and applying the Sacco Claw. Gunn escapes by dropping Foley's face right into the chair that was still on the mat, before nailing a pile driver onto the steel as well.
Damn.
For the pin. And no, Mankind kicks out, even though bell rings, because Teddy Long made a 3 count. That's the second time, Teddy.
You gotta be better.
Badass continues with a famouser onto the chair for the pin and the win. I'm going to tell you right now, that's the surprise of the night.
Yep, Mick Foley took a clean finish. It was in the UK, but yeah.
I mean, we're building up Billy Ass.
I know. It feels... the match was cool. I dug it. It feels like DX got so big so fast that they were like, all right, let's break all these guys up and see who can be a top guy. And it probably should have been Billy Gunn, but Billy Gunn doesn't end up fucking Stephanie. But he has more charisma than Triple H has ever had. I don't dislike Triple H. I was just never a Triple H guy.
I mean, Triple H was always headed towards the top of the card because, I mean, the year that Stone Cold won King of the Ring, he was supposed to win King of the Ring.
Yeah.
The
right man won that King of the Ring. Curtain call?
Curtain call, thank you. I mean, building up Badass here is like, gives a number, they're hoping they can find another upper mid-carder at worst.
Yeah, for sure.
Building him up here.
It's not Road Dogg. Road Dogg is good for a microphone pop.
The commentators discuss British Bulldog and his health issues, which I don't even know if you remember, but he got hurt on a WCW show, hurt his back because he fell on that trapdoor thing. He's still out. But that's the second mention of British Bulldog. I feel like we might be seeing him pretty soon.
Yeah, typically they're not just talking about WCW guys regularly.
But then they send it to a video package over our main event, where we get highlights of the corporate ministry beating down Austin, with JR's narration calling it a diabolical plot by Shane McMahon. Is it a diabolical plot? Or is it, hey guys,
get it,
go beat him up?
Yeah. Maybe it's diabolical when you add the ministry, the druids, and the eyeball in a glass.
But that takes us to our 8th match. Triple H with Chyna versus The Undertaker with Paul Bearer versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a no-holds-barred match for the WWF Championship.
You forgot the third person that came out with Triple H, which is a bottle of water, which just seems like it ends up being about as important as anything else in his career.
So Hunter meets Stone Cold in the aisleway to brawl when the dead man would join them to use the title over the head of Austin multiple times. Stone Cold fights back with right hands to both men, running Triple H into the railing, only for Taker to answer back with a shot to the ribs and chokes with a cable cord. And the corporate ministry are double-teaming the champ as they make their way to ringside, where Austin sends Undertaker into a guardrail, but Hunter tosses Stone Cold inside the ring, where Austin hits a Thez press. The dead man makes his way inside as well, connecting with a right hand to Stone Cold, leading to more double teams with strikes and chokes, causing Austin to fall out to the floor, where he's knocked into the crowd by a big right hand by Taker. Hunter falls out into the crowd to keep up the attack, only for Stone Cold to fight back, taking the fight back to ringside, where Austin has his head rammed into the ring steps by Triple H. But Stone Cold reverses a suplex attempt with one of his own. Austin then has the Undertaker set up for a pile driver, only for the dead man to counter with a back body drop on the concrete. And we get ping pong punches by the corporate ministry, dropping Stone Cold throat first across the barricade and headed back inside, where Hunter whips their opponent to a corner. But Austin charges out with clotheslines to Triple H, only for Taker to retaliate with a clothesline to Stone Cold. Triple H grabs a chair, only for the ref to grab it away, allowing Austin to pick it up and whack both of his opponents, before wrapping Hunter's leg around a ring post. But Undertaker is there to punch the champ away. And the commentators mention at this point that the corporate ministry continued to work together and not against each other, even as the dead man makes covers for 2 counts, when they begin to move each other out of the way to stomp away on Stone Cold, leading to Taker grabbing Triple H by the throat, only for Austin to make the save by tripping up Undertaker and yanking him gravestones first into the post.
Posted. Why couldn't they just stomp on him together?
I mean,
I know why. For story purposes.
Yeah. And Hunter takes control with a low blow and looks to yank Stone Cold into the ring post, only for Austin to pull Triple H face first into the steel.
Posted.
Before ramming him head first into the ring steps as well.
Stepped on.
The Dead Man returns to the fray, attacking the champ, and making their way back inside to work the leg with a hold, when Hunter would break it up with a rake of the eyes. And our two competitors are arguing and shoving each other on the outside, with Taker reminding Triple H who the real target is, only to attack him when Hunter turns.
Cheeky move.
And this all even has Chyna and Bearer having words on the other side of the ring.
I'd love to hear that conversation with those two high voices.
Ooh, Chyna!
Yeah. Bearer. Chyna's got a crazy voice for, it's a lady's voice, and she's a lady, but she's just so big that you would think that, I don't know, the muscles around her larynx got so tight that her voice just got higher.
Stone Cold drags Undertaker up to the apron to hot shot him on the ropes and stomp a mud hole, which Triple H joins in, only for Austin to knock him away into the crowd and back to ringside. The Dead Man with a low blow to Stone Cold, rolling him inside to attempt a chokeslam, but Hunter attacks from behind, teaming up with Austin to work over Taker with stomps and a double back elbow, until Triple H nails a clothesline to Stone Cold. And Hunter keeps it up with turnbuckle smashes and a face buster to the knee for a 2 count. The Undertaker breaks up. And Austin fends off the Dead Man, only to miss a clothesline, which leads to Taker picking him up for his finisher. Stone Cold wiggles free and attempts the stunner, when the Undertaker would shove him away, right into a pedigree attempt from Triple H, which Austin would counter into a catapult of Hunter into the Dead Man to deliver a chokeslam for the near fall. Stone Cold would duck a clothesline from Taker and hit the stunner, only for Triple H to break up the pin attempt. So Austin nails a stunner to Hunter for the pin, and no! Undertaker breaks it up, followed by the corporate ministry running out to attack the champ.
Ooh.
X-Pac, Kane, the Brood, and Mankind all run down to make the save, which leaves Stone Cold and Triple H as the only ones remaining in the ring, where Hunter would hit a high knee lift and chokes. Chyna would come into the ring for a cartwheel splash into a corner, only for Austin to get a boot up, before a stunner to her and Triple H for the pin and the win, as Shane doesn't make it in time to break it up.
Hey, you tried. There's a lot of people to run through.
Post-match, McMahon retreats up the entranceway when X-Pac would re-emerge to toss him into the ring, allowing Stone Cold to deliver another stunner before Bronco Busters to Hunter, Chyna, and Shane from the Kid.
Good for Pac.
Austin, X-Pac, and Earl Hebner celebrate with beers when Triple H and McMahon help each other get to their feet. So Stone Cold hits a double stunner to them and continues to celebrate. But Hunter and Shane are again getting to their feet. So the Kid nails an X Factor, while Triple H is handed a beer by Austin, only to receive another stunner and a Bronco Buster, as Ross says his goodbyes, and we fade to black. So I ask you, Michael, what are your overall thoughts of No Mercy UK 1999?
It's not a pay-per-view. It's a high-end house show to an extent. I don't know how high-end it is, but it was pretty watchable. But once we got to the main event, even though I don't think it was bad, my eyes were just kind of glazed over because I was like, they start with brawling, and then we get into like some fun spots that feel like, very like Rube Goldberg-esque between the three men, which is where it shines the most. But like it never got into a gear where I was into it, but I kind of expected that from the beginning. And then of course it ends with a thing that they do on house show main events, because this is the most house show main event I think we've seen in a while, is everybody comes out, and then everybody does, all the faces do the shit out of their finishers to send everybody home happy. And you have a corporate ministry come out, but then you have all
the people that they beat down all night long.
Yeah, exactly. All the faces that everybody likes, they still get to see their fave again, even though everybody's fave is just Stone Cold Steve Austin for the most part. But they like
What are you
X-Pac.
talking about? Christian's my favorite.
Is it? I think I'm Edge over Christian.
I think I've watched more Christian than I have Edge, so yeah. I literally wrote down a glorified Raw.
Oh.
But
that's also what a house show is kind of like.
I think I only wrote that because of the promo at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Because they actually did set somewhat of a storyline for the show.
That's my favorite thing about the show, is that it has a theme and it sticks to its theme all the way through the end.
And I did find the main event to be pretty fun.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where if we got there faster, maybe, or you know how it is watching these shows sometimes, eventually you just sometimes you've just had enough wrestling for the day. Maybe I should have saved the last match for the next day or whatever. But I was like, I'm already here. And like I said, there's some really, really fun spots, but starting with 5 minutes of stage brawl, I'm like, oh, okay. That might have been what did it for me.
But in the end, this isn't a show that's required watching. No. If the network was still a thing and you could just, pop it on in the background, sure, fine, whatever. But if you literally have to go and search it out, just don't. Find something better.
Yeah. It does remind me of the one WWF house show I went to where it's like, oh, I got to see all the guys I wanted, and they all had pretty fun matches, and I didn't think Stone Cold was going to lose the belt. Not to Kane or Goldust or Mankind on a Tuesday in Oklahoma City or whatever.
Why wouldn't they change the title in Oklahoma City?
It wasn't even on TV.
Good. Where's the smart marks at? All right, fuck you.
I think it's time we smark it up. So what are some of the best moments of this show?
Sable grind time. I'm just kidding. Obviously.
We really liked the 6-man tag.
Yeah, I think the 6-man tag was my favorite match because
it surprised you.
It surprised me. I got into it, and I thought it was one of the best teases of a hot tag and hot tags we've seen. They didn't let everybody got to do the right amount of stuff, and nobody looked bad. They even covered for Viscera in an incredible way.
Yeah.
I thought that it was just really smartly put together and well executed. And when they teased the hot tag, it was when I was like, all right, I'm in. And then they hit it they let it go on long enough and hit it right, and I was like, oh, this feels like a good tag team wrestling.
I didn't know that they were going to do this because, like I said, I mentioned a few weeks ago that I didn't think we ever saw Sable again.
Yeah.
I thought the way that they changed the title was actually pretty hilarious.
It is funny, and so 1999, it's crazy.
Yeah. My biggest question would be actually, if I were to meet Sable tomorrow, my question would be, did you know that was going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
Or was it a kind of a shoot honor, basically?
Yeah, they just didn't tell her at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else are you going to ask her?
I don't care. I don't really care anything about Sable, so that'd probably be the only
I guess you could ask about salacious things involving her husband or ex-boss.
How big is the hog?
But we missed the most surprising thing, the obvious one. Badass goes clean over Mankind.
That is the surprise of the night, definitely. And I actually had fun. I had fun with that match too.
I think there's 3 good matches on the show, and that's one of the 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I did like Hunter screaming, "Your ass!" and then JR corrects the. I was just like, What a weird way of saying ours. But how about most disappointing? It's a glorified house show.
Yeah,
that they passed off as a pay-per-view in England.
Yeah, it wasn't even.
I feel bad for our English folks.
They were probably just excited to know that it was happening there, like live in the same time, like, and also they're like the timing. The time difference.
I don't have to stay
correct.
up until 3 a.m. to watch this.
Exactly, or like tape it or blah blah blah. So I don't think. If I went to this and it was as a house show, I would have had a blast.
I mean, if I was there, I would have had a blast completely. Yeah. But yeah, like if I would have paid for this on pay-per-view, I would have been a little upset.
Yeah, I would say. I think that I can't say, but yeah, if this was a U.S. pay-per-view, I'd be bummed. But since it's special over there, it was only offered to them. Maybe they weren't so bummed. But yeah, if this was like the show after the like pay-per-view after Backlash, it'd be like, wait, this is a little underbaked. But at least they had a concept and they stuck through it and had like a satisfying finish at the end of the show.
This is the smallest of disappointing things, like but we have these two belts, the light heavyweight championship belt and the European championship, and they're just kind of like, yeah, we don't care about these anymore. Like, yeah,
the Euro belt just gets Shane. He doesn't even need the heat, but more heat that he's holding it in Europe.
But here's the thing: both of these belts end up on different people at some point. Like light heavyweight, not until like 2000, 2001. I don't remember when it comes back, but it does come back
after WCW closes and they get some.
I think it's before then.
Okay, yeah, but they tried their cruiser,
but the Shane and the European title, there's a funny thing that happens that I don't know if we'll see or not, but I don't want to spoil it until
quite yet.
But I was just like, and then the thing is that the way they do it, WCW does something very similar.
Oh, really?
And when they do it, it's just kind of like, this is dumb.
But so it's basically the same thing, but for some reason they've screwed it up.
Yeah. But we'll see all that as we get to it, basically. Best performer of the night.
Mick sold his leg the whole time.
He did?
It's easy to give it to him because he's Mick Foley.
Is it Shane? I mean, Shane puts on good performances when he's in the ring. And then, he's doing his owner thing with the No Mercy thing.
So. The thing about Shane is similar to Piper. Nobody else works in the ring like them. Like nobody else wrestles like Roddy Piper. Nobody else wrestles like Shane McMahon. They don't wrestle like each other either. But like they're completely singular in their like style. Piper probably because he was a heel street kid that. Kind of got into it out of like necessity and was never a technical wrestler in the first place. And similar to Shane, it's like, he's like learning on the fly and doing tricks and things to get around the stuff that he can't do. But I like both.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Turn the lights down, turn the projector on, because we're ready to rumble. This week the film is It Ain't Hay. It was released March 19th, 1943 by Universal Pictures. It was directed by Earl C. Kenton and written by Damon Runyon, Alan Boritz, and John Grant. It would star Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, Grace McDonald, Cecil Kellaway, who's a 2-time Oscar nominee, and Eugene Pallett. The plot of this film is the horse of a street vendor is replaced by a racehorse.
Bum, bum, bum.
And some trivia about this one, it was considered a lost film for many years due to legal issues with the Damon Runyon estate, but was finally released on DVD in 2008. And the original title was Hold Your Horses, but was changed to honor Abbott and Costello's success in raising money for America's war bond drive. And some reviews and ratings of this one, IMDb has it at a 6.6. Letterboxd at a 3.2. And I found this review from 2012 on a blog by Kevin Matthews called For It Is Man's Number. It takes quite a few different directions in the first half. Number of scenes that hold up as great examples of Abbott and Costello at their best. But it runs out of steam in the second half. My review of this is Dead Horses, Mistaken Identities, and Running from Debts, as Abbott Costello do their bits, including a variation of Who's on First. It felt like they let Costello take the lead and play in his sandbox a little too much in this one, with Abbott not keeping it grounded. There was also some random musical and dance numbers scattered throughout the film, which didn't really fit the tone.
Yeah, it like opens with a song, and it's like, oh, it's going to be a musical, and there's like 2.5 more songs throughout the movie.
I found Eugene Pallett to be the best part of the film as the hard-nosed manager at several different locations that continuously get taken down by the duo. And the wrestler of this film is Mike Mazurki. This is our 8th time to see.
Yep, I was like, I don't know what he really looks like, but I know that of those 4 guys that were going to kick him out of the cafeteria, one of those was a wrestler.
Yep, he was the bouncer at the cafe.
Yeah, there was like 4 of them, and I was like, one of these 4 guys is definitely the wrestler.
He has no lines, but he does make Costello nervous enough to eat his tie.
Yep, he salts it first.
I gave the film a 2.5. I was a little disappointed because I've seen other Abbott and Costello films, and I felt like this was not quite as good as what I'm used to with them.
This is my first one. I'm familiar with, skinny guy, fat guy, and which one's Abbott?
Abbott's the tall one.
And Costello is the fat one. I thought it was the other way around. Continue your thought before.
I mean, all I had left was I gave the wrestler a 3.0 because he had a funny little segment. It was one of the funnier things of the movie, in my opinion. With anytime Costello does his like acting scared bit, I always find that funny.
Yeah.
And Mazurki was the cause of this in this one, so I gave it a 3.0. But you've already kind of chimed in a little bit, but I did ask you to watch this one along with me. So what were your thoughts, Michael?
I am familiar with the name Abbott and Costello. I've never seen one of their films. I didn't realize that Abbott was like the straight man. Mm-hmm. I thought that they were both going to be comic, and he's really not at all. He'll kind of lead him into situations that end up being comic, but it's like, why is this 2 guys? Any one guy could do the other guy's job. I felt like it's like the straight man you could cast differently every time. But also, like you said, this was not one of their better movies. And them meeting Frankenstein, a movie a lot of people
they meet a bunch of the Universal monsters.
Yeah,
those are some of the better Abbott Costello films. If you're looking for better Abbott Costello,
I was into it for a while, but by the time we got to the last third, I was just kind of like, what are we doing and who cares? I think that there's too much of Costello. A little bit goes a long way, and what is this, 90 minutes?
It's just short of 90 minutes.
Yeah, 80 minutes. They let him do too much, and I just kind of got to the point where it wasn't fun or funny anymore. I know that humor has changed. I grew up on Billy Madison and Dumb and Dumber, but I appreciate lots of different kinds of humor. But there's things about him that kind of grate on me. They're where he kind of, what would you call it? Does the out of breath thing where he goes bah, bah, bah.
Yeah,
like that. I'm like, yeah, it's just they're. I could do it for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, any more than that. And I was like, who cares? And maybe the plot would make a difference if it wasn't so It gets kind of shaggy, and you don't care anymore. I thought that the setup was decent enough.
Yeah.
So where's the names over here? Is Cecil Kellaway the little girl?
No.
Okay.
Cecil.
She's the lady.
Are you talking about the lady, or
no, it's Cecil Kellaway. I was just curious because the little girl seemed like at first like she was a big part of the movie, and then they like she is, but they use her very like weirdly because it feels
Kellaway was the old guy, the old man.
Okay. Well, yeah, the little girl seems like she's going to be a main character.
I think that's Grace.
Okay. And then because like it opens with her, it opens with a song from her. It's her horse, but then she just kind of like fades away. They use her intermittently. Granted, no child should probably act anyway. But, yeah. But I felt like if she was maybe more...
That was Patsy O'Connor.
If it was all a little bit smaller and the like interactions were more between Costello and the little girl, I think that it probably would have been more charming and palatable, just to tighten it up. But it's called Abbott and Costello for a reason. But I just didn't really feel like it. It felt like a one guy movie or a one guy comedy troupe, and I never realized that was. Maybe I just need to watch more. But I was like, what's the deal with this Abbott guy? Because Costello is the only one doing jokes.
I mean, literally. I said it in my review as well. It didn't feel like Abbott really had a whole lot to do in this film at all, and they're much better when Abbott's keeping everything grounded between the two.
When the movie is written around them, or the scenes that they are used in are kind of dependent on the two of them. Yeah.
What would you give this film if you give it a rating?
I guess like a 2.5. Why not a 2? I don't want to be. It's like I want to care about being mean, but like give it a 2. No one needs to watch this. With the amount of Abbott and Costello stuff that exists, this is not the starting place.
No,
and that's coming from my own guy that's only seen one, and I'm not opposed to seeing more. But
there might be another Abbott and Costello later on.
Maybe give it to Shane. I'm just kidding. But I meant to watch the Frankenstein movie because I know that's the one that a lot of people really love.
This film does sound interesting. It is out there on YouTube. I actually just noticed that it's on Tubi as well, so I don't know why you would watch it with commercials and on Tubi, and when you can watch it on YouTube for...
YouTube has commercials too?
Oh, it does, doesn't it? I have YouTube Premium.
I have an ad blocker on my computer.
I'm bougie, so...
Yeah. I got an ad blocker on my computer. So anytime I watch YouTube, like, if I ever watch YouTube in my living room, I get annoyed quickly, because I'm like, oh, shit.
But yeah, it sounds interesting. Go out there and watch it. You might find it more entertaining than we did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lost film at some point. Maybe you're a huge Abbott Costello fan. You haven't seen this one. There's a couple of bits that might give you a chuckle.
Yep. Next week, Hardcore Heaven, 1999.
ECW.
That's right. We haven't been there in a while. Music from this week's show is 9 Lives by Zack Tempest. And Stone Cold won our main event, so we play I Won't Do What You Tell Me by Jim Johnston. And if you like this episode or any of our other ones, please go out there and rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you find your podcasts at. If you're doing the YouTube thing, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Leave some comments. We like seeing those.
Yeah, it's fun.
Always feels good to
know that anybody's listening at all.
Feel that we're being heard.
Yeah. Not that our opinion matters, but we've been doing this as a hobby for a long time with no silly ideas of trying to make this.
It's no grandeur.
Yeah, no. This is just our book club, our audio book club, but for video wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, I literally told someone, I was like, I miss my friend because I haven't seen Shane in so long.
I know. It's been. I thought we were gonna get him back today, but he'll show up, and I'm sure he'll have a lot to say.
Absolutely. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, recipes, next week we're going to Poughkeepsie, New York.
Is that upstate or like on the outskirts? Is Poughkeepsie near like Hudson Valley.
I'm sure it's probably near Hudson Valley because the place is called the Mid-Hudson Convention Center.
Yeah. I mean, Garbage Plate is Buffalo, so
it's
I don't know what Poughkeepsie is.
North of New York City. Near, let's see, other big towns. Just south of Woodstock. They have a Taco Bell. I'm literally looking at maps and the thing says Taco Bell. It's kind of funny.
I mean, it's a hell of a name for a place, so everybody knows the name of the place. Most people probably have not gone to the place. It's, I imagine that it's not much of a tourist.
Who knows? But you can send any of those things to our email at wrestlinghistoryx@gmail.com or find us on X at WrestlingHistoX. That's Wrestling HISTOX.
X.
We'll talk to you next week.
Later.